Hello, and welcome to the longer version of our Developmental Services Ontario, or DSO, information video for parents. All the information for this video was taken from the website dsontario.ca, which is the website for Developmental Services Ontario. So if you're looking for more information after this, that is where you can find it. And all the videos are also from that website. Okay, so what is Developmental Services Ontario? This is the organization that is responsible for government-funded, so the government is paying, adult services for individuals with developmental disabilities. All of the students at West Humber in the Independent Living Program are able to apply for DSO. They are there to connect you to adult services, provide funding for activities and programs, and to find information for you and your child in your community. So when should you apply to DSO? The magic number is 16. You should apply to DSO when your child turns 16. You can apply anytime after your child is 16. So if your child's 18 right now and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't apply, that's totally fine. You can still apply. However, there can be long wait lists for funded programs. So this could be 5 or more years. So that's why we recommend you apply when your child turns 16, so that 5 years later, when they're 21 and graduating, they will have access to services and will have somewhere to go once they've graduated. What do you need to apply to DSO? So you will need a psychological assessment, which most of our students have had one done through the school board, and then we have a copy of that at the school. And a copy of the IEP, which we definitely have a copy of at the school. And then we need a copy of your child's health card to prove that they live in Ontario. Your child's teacher can help you apply for DSO. There are 2 forms you need to sign that say that the school can share the information with DSO, and then we can send over the psychological assessment, the IEP, and then we just need you to provide the health card so that we can copy it and send that as well. What happens after you apply? So a representative from DSO will set up 2 meetings with you and your family to do an assessment. And they are 2 different assessments. The first assessment is to kind of find out what it is your child likes to do, where you kind of see them going, what their future will look like. And the second assessment is to see the level of support they need. So that could mean, do they need help with cooking? Do they need help with getting changed? Do they need help in the washroom? All those questions. And the amount of money you get is dependent on the level of support. So the more support you need, the more money you will get. The less support you need, the less money you will get. And they will ask you and your child if it's possible for your child to answer the questions. It can take up to 3 hours for each of these meetings. And it can be up to 2 years after you apply for this meeting to occur, because there is a long wait list in Toronto. Okay, here's a quick video about the application process.
Here's an example of what you should expect when you are completing the application package. This is Mira. She lives in Ontario, is over 18 years old, and has a developmental disability. She has applied to Developmental Services Ontario, DSO, in her area to see if she is eligible to receive ministry-funded adult developmental services. This is Lee. He is Mira's friend, who also has a developmental disability. He has already gone through the process and is receiving services. Mira has just received a letter from her DSO agency stating that she is eligible to receive services. The letter says that a DSO staff person will contact her to set up 2 meetings to complete the application package. Mira is a little nervous. She doesn't know what to expect from these meetings. Lee tells her that it's not so hard. He explains that there are 2 meetings she has to go to, and each meeting could take up to 3 hours to complete. He also tells Mira that she must get 2 people who know her well to come to both meetings. Lee tells her that the reason it takes so long and why you need 2 people who know you well is because everyone will help you figure out your needs, dreams, and goals for the future. Once the DSO staff person knows your needs, they will be able to match you up to funded services in your area. Lee also tells her that at the 2 meetings, the DSO staff person will fill out 2 different applications with her in order to get to know her needs. One is called the Application for Developmental Services and Supports, or ADSS, and the other one is the Supports Intensity Scale, or SIS. Both are very important and can only be completed by the DSO staff person. Mira is confused, so Lee tells her a little bit more about both applications. He tells her that for the ADSS, the DSO staff person will ask her questions to get to know her better. Some of the questions he remembered them asking him included where he was living, what he liked or didn't like, what he was good at doing, and what was a good or bad day for him. Mira feels a little better knowing that, so she asks him about the SIS. Lee tells her that those questions are a little different. They are about the types of support that she needs to be able to get around at home, go out in the community, get together with friends, and go to work. The DSO staff person will also ask her if she has any special medical needs or behavioral needs. Mira now knows what to expect when she completes the application package, thanks to Lee's wonderful explanation. Contact us today to learn more about completing the application package.
Okay. So after the assessment, you've done your 2 meetings, the DSO worker calls to let you know the amount of funding your child will receive, which is great. So now what? So here are some of the things you might be eligible to access. Specialized supports, the passport program, housing supports, community participation supports, caregiver respite supports, and government financial supports. And we're going to look at each of these a little bit closer. So starting with specialized supports. So case management services is one of the things DSO can help you with. So someone who coordinates services for your child, whether that's services in the community, a worker to support them, whatever it may be. Person-directed planning helps you make a plan for your child's future. So what will it look like? Where will they live? Who will be in their life? That type of thing. And then behavioral services is another type of support, providing you with strategies and supports to deal with your child's behavior needs. Here is another video about specialized supports, and I'm going to talk a bit more about ASPW, which is a support person. Oops. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
That may be available to you, and wants to learn about the types of specialized supports that may be available to her. Mira would like to live on her own, but needs someone to help her with her budget and to take her to medical appointments. Mira wants to find out who can help her in the community. She decides to visit her good friend Lee, who is currently receiving ministry-funded supports and is very active in his community. Mira asks Lee how he is doing. Lee tells her that he's very grateful for the supports that he's been getting in his community. He tells her that he does a lot of volunteering, which he enjoys a lot. Life seems much more fulfilling to him now, since he has had support from an Adult Protective Service Worker, or APSW. Mira tells Lee that she wants to be more independent, but needs assistance with things like budgeting and going to medical appointments. Lee encourages Mira to become more independent and tells her that an APSW like his can help her achieve that goal. They can provide her with information about community supports and ministry-funded services. He also tells her that they can identify her strengths and needs, help her learn about budgeting, and even help her get to her medical appointments. He also mentions that there may be other supports available to her where she lives. Lee tells Mira that once she completes her application package through her local DSO agency, they will help her understand and connect her to the services she needs.
Okay. Then the next type of support DSO provides is the passport program. So this is a reimbursement program. So you pay first, then you submit a receipt and they pay you back, where DSO will provide you with money for your child to attend programs. And there are some programs where DSO provides the money directly to the program. So you don't have to do the paying first, submit a receipt. It just kind of depends on the program. So you can use the money in the Passport program for taking part in community classes or recreational programs, developing work, volunteer, and daily life skills, hiring a support worker, or getting temporary respite, like hiring a babysitter. Okay, another quick video. Again, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit because it does the same intro. So we are with Mira and her friend.
So, she decides to visit her friend Lee, who is very active in his community. Lee tells her that he is able to participate in community activities because he gets money back from the Passport program to pay for them. He explains that his local passport agency sent him an agreement telling him how much money the Passport program will pay back or reimburse him for the eligible activities he participates in. He also tells her that some people choose to receive their money directly or purchase supports and services through an agency. He also explains that first his mom pays for the activities on his behalf, and then she fills out some forms, attaches the receipts, and sends them to Passport One to get his money back. He explains that the program reimburses people for a number of services and supports. For example, she can take part in community classes or recreational programs. Lee adds that she can even hire a support worker or someone who can help create a life plan to reach personal goals. Lastly, he tells her that she can also get temporary respite care for her caregiver. When Lee's mom needs a break from her daily caregiving routines, she gets respite care. He also says that once she completes her application package through her local DSO agency, they will help her understand the kind of resources she needs and connect her to those that are available. She can also call them for more information about other types of services in her.
Okay, so that covers the Passport program. The one thing they didn't really get into there was there is day programs that you can use Passport funding for. These are kind of like an extension of school. Once your child becomes an adult, they do academic programs, arts and crafts, music, community outings, cooking. Kind of depends on the day program what they do, and you can get funding from Passport to go to one of those programs. But there is a long wait list for those spots, so that is why we encourage you to apply when your child's 16. Okay, the next group is housing supports. So they can fall under three kind of categories. The first one is group homes and group living supports. So this could be living with a few unrelated people, and there could be support up to 24 hours per day, so full support. They accommodate you based on your needs and abilities. The next one is supported independent living. So that might be living more independently, but someone may help you with some of your daily activities. It could be between 2 to 10 hours of support during the day every week. So maybe help with laundry or grocery shopping or cooking, whatever it might be. And able to do this, you need to be able to be alone overnight and do things like shower or brush your teeth without any help. And then the last one is a host family home or associate living support. So living with a family who can provide your child with care and support. It's encouraged to become an active member of that household. And they try and match you with a family that has similar interests, needs, and lifestyle. Okay, video on housing supports. And again, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit.
She would like to live by herself, but she doesn't know where to start or where to go to find housing that meets her needs. She decides to visit her friend Lee, who is currently living in a group home, to find out how he did it. Mira asks Lee how he is doing, and he tells her that he loves his new group home and the people he's living with. Mira tells Lee her situation. Lee tells her that he would love to share his housing experience with her, to help her understand the different types of housing supports that may be available to her, depending on her needs. One housing option is group homes and supports to help her live in a group home like his. There, she may live with a few unrelated people, where she may be able to receive support for up to 24 hours a day if needed. Lee also tells her that she can also live with a host family, who can provide her with care and support. She would be matched with a family that has similar interests, needs, and lifestyle, and she would be encouraged to become an active member of the household. Finally, Lee tells her about the supported independent living option, where someone will help her with her daily activities. And she will receive between 2 to 10 hours of support during the day every week. He also adds that she must be able to be alone overnight and do things like shower or brush her teeth without help. Lee mentions that it may take some time for her to get this type of support because it depends on what is available in her area and her needs. He tells her that once she completes her application package through her local DSO agency, they will help her understand the kind of resources she needs and connect her to those that are available. She can also call them for more information about other types of...
Okay, so that's information about housing supports. And I will just say a note, they mentioned in that video there is a long wait list for housing support. So even though you might think, right now, my child's living with me, they're going to live with me for the foreseeable future, it can be a 10 to even 20-year wait list to get into these housing supports. So if that is an avenue you might need in the future, it's important to think about that now. Get yourself on that wait list now so that when you do need it, it's there, as opposed to when you need it, it not being there. Okay, the next support the DSO provides is community participation. So they can help you with accessing recreation, so like a soccer team, an art class, a music class, volunteering in the community, life skills, or employment opportunities if that is appropriate for your child.
Services and wants to learn how she can get support to help her participate in community activities. She wants to be more active, but she needs someone to help her. She decides to visit her good friend Lee, who also has a developmental disability and needs support, but is very active in his community. He is currently volunteering at the local park. Mira asks Lee how he is able to get support to do things that he loves, like volunteering and gardening. Lee tells her that after he completed the DSO application package, that the DSO staff person was able to connect him to an agency in his area that could help him do that. Lee tells her that the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services, MCCSS, funds local agencies who provide these types of community participation supports. That way, he can get support to help with his personal interests, skills, growths, and development. Mira tells Lee that her dream is to find a job. She would love to work at an art gallery. Lee tells her that she may be able to. He explains that depending on her needs and dreams, she could be connected to agencies that provide different community programs and activities, volunteering, life skills, and employment opportunities. Lee tells her that once she completes her application package through her local DSO agency, they will help her understand the kind of resources she needs and connect her to those that are available.
Okay, so Mira and Lee are pretty independent in the activities that they want to do, but they do provide, DSO would provide support for an individual who needs more support in the community. So this is just one example, but if you're thinking, my child couldn't do that by themselves, go plant a tree on their own, there are other types of activities and more support that they can provide. Okay, the next type of support DSO provides is caregiver respite. So that supports you, the primary caregiver, if that is you, the parent, gives you a temporary break from your daily routine by providing you with care in different ways. So some caregivers use their funding to pay for their own respite support. So, maybe they're paying a family member, or it just can't be the primary caregiver. You can't pay yourself. But another person to provide you with a break, or some people choose to use a program. So that might be somewhere where you're dropping them off for an afternoon, or an evening, or a weekend, or that a person could come to your home. So your child stays in your home and you maybe leave or just go in another room for a little while. So this is providing some support and a break for you.
Her primary caregiver, and lately, Mira has noticed that her mom hasn't been feeling well. She thinks that it is because she is working too hard, trying to take care of her needs. She decides to visit her good friend Lee. She tells him that her mother is tired and that she is worried about her. Lee tells Mira that before he moved into the group home, his mom was his primary caregiver. Sometimes she needed to take a break from the daily routines of caring for him by using caregiver respite supports. Lee tells Mira that sometimes a support worker came over to stay with him for a little while, so his mom could go take care of herself. He says that he would give money back from the passport program for the support worker. His mom would always feel better when she took a break, and he enjoyed spending time with the support worker. Lee also tells her that there are different types of respite support. Her mom may choose for Mira to go stay at a respite program for a short period of time, either in-home or outside of the home. These programs can be during the day, evening, or weekend. Mira can't wait to share the good news with her mom. Now she knows that caregiver respite supports can make a difference. Lee agrees and adds that it is very important for caregivers to take temporary breaks to avoid getting burnt out. He also tells her that once she completes her application package through her local DSO agency, they will help her understand the kind of resources she needs and connect her to those that are available.
Okay, so again, very important for you as parents to get a break as well. And then the last type of support DSO might help you with is accessing the ODSP, or Ontario Disability Support Program, and the Registered Disability Savings Plan, RDSP. So ODSP is something your child will get when they're 18. We'll have another presentation on that. But they provide you with financial assistance to help for essential living expenses like rent and food. They provide health benefits, including prescription drugs and vision care, and if it's applicable to your child, would help them find and keep a job. I know that's not necessarily applicable to all our students. And then the Registered Disability Savings Plan can help your child save for the future. So the government might make contributions if that you have a low or modest family income, regardless of whether or not you put anything into the RDSP. So you could put $0 into it, and the government might put it in money for you. So they offer up to $20,000 in bonds and $70,000 in grants. And again, that's something that DSO would help you to access. Okay, that's it for today. Here is the DSO contact information, their phone number, their office. The Toronto office is downtown at 2 Surrey Place. Their office hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5. Although right now the actual physical office, I'm pretty sure, is closed because of COVID, but you can still call. And then here's the Ontario website, and here is the Toronto website if you do want more information. And you can always ask your child's teacher or myself. My name's Ms. Culver. For more information, we are happy to help in whatever way we can, especially if you need to apply. All right. Thanks so much for watching.